Hi everyone, today we're gonna read the book called Brave Little Bear. Are you ready? Let's go. Brave Little Bear. It was early morning and 3 bears were fast asleep in their cave. Arlo was the first to wake. As soon as his sister Eva began to steer, she was eager to start the day, though her world was full of new things to discover. But Arlo liked things just as they were. He liked the warmth of their den where they all slept. He liked how there was not quite enough room. He even liked it when their snores woke him up in the night, because he'd get to curl up and fall asleep next to Eva and his mother all over again. But all this was about to change. Today they were going to leave the only home Arlo had ever known. Winter was nearly over, and it was time to leave the mountain and go to live in Spring Valley. It'll be an adventure, their mother had said. Arlo knew that what adventures meant, more new things. As Arlo watched Eva play outside, their mother whispered into his ear. "Follow me, my brave little bear," she said. Arlo took one last look around the den. "I wish I were brave," he thought to himself. Then they set off into the great wood, where their mother had taught them how to be grown-up bears. Eva had been first up that tree, first down that steep hill, and first in the water, and she didn't seem to be afraid of anything. Eva is the brave one, Arlo thought. "Arlo, look," said Eva. A tall mountain ridge covered in snow stood before them. A cold wind began to blow. Their mother looked at them both carefully and said, "Spring Valley is on the other side. We need to cross." They began to climb the slope, Eva running ahead. The wind blew harder. "Stay close," their mother said sharply. Suddenly, the world disappeared. A huge snowstorm blew across the mountain. Arlo pressed as tightly as he could to their mother's side as she concentrated on each step. But even though he could hardly see in front of him, Arlo knew Eva wasn't nearby. Something was wrong. Arlo quickly turned and looked behind him, though the wind blew loudly and was sure he had heard something. There, again! It was getting farther away. Arlo's eyes grew wide. He knew that sound. It was Eva. Eva had been sure she was only few steps in front when the storm came. She had used her courage to walk back to find her brother and mother. But now she had no idea where she was. "Arlo!" she cried again, but the wind was so strong she couldn't barely hear herself. She couldn't take another step. Then, as Eva drew breath for another cry, she held it for a moment. Had she just seen something in the distance? No, there was nothing. They must be far away by now. It was impossible. Then the impossible happened. Out of the storm, Arlo ran toward her. Arlo pressed close to his sister. He couldn't believe he had found her. Arlo, you're here. I'm so lost. I'm so afraid. Arlo hadn't had a chance to feel fear when he had set out to find Eva. He had just run without thinking. But now it was different. Yes, he nodded. I'm afraid too. Then Arlo remembered what his mother had said when he had first felt afraid that morning. Follow me, my brave little bear. Arlo looked at Eva and realized that this time it was his turn to be brave. They returned to face the storm, and Arlo wondered how they could possibly know which way to go. And that was when he saw them, a few deep prints from their mother's long stride. They were on the right path. This way, Eva cried Arlo. It was a long, hard journey. Often the marks in the snow were nowhere to be seen, and sometimes they would climb and slide all the way back down again. But every time they got back on their feet and carried on. And just when it seemed as if the storm wouldn't never end, it stopped. They could smell Spring Valley before they could see it. A faint breeze blew, and they could almost taste the flowers and feel that warmth of the sun on their fur. They had made it over the ridge, and they not many more steps away. Eyes desperately searching the mountainside stood their mother. We're here, Eva and Arlo cried. She bounded toward them, happy and scuttling at the same time. But her words were soft. I was so worried, she said. We were so afraid, said Eva. But we did try to be brave, added Arlo. Their mother looked at them with both her serious, gentle eyes. Being brave when you feel afraid, she said, is the very bravest brave of all. Later that night, sleeping under the moon, Arlo woke to the sound of his sister and mother's snores, and with a dreamy smile, he growled happily, curled up, and fell back to sleep. The end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more books reading every day.